What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wednesday night Q&A Hangout. It's not Tuesday. It is definitely Wednesday. Free agency frenzy is in full swing. It's been slowing down a little bit, but it's been fun. It's been exciting. The Chiefs have made a bunch of moves, and we'll talk about a bunch of them. I mean, most of you know them by now, so it's not like we're talking about any surprises here. But the main things is left tackle Jalen Moore of the 49ers, Elijah Mitchell, the running back, formerly of the 49ers as well, the former Titan and Charger cornerback Christian Fulton. Shout out to Chiefs Blitz, by the way, who made this graphic. I'm just using it. They shared it this morning. It's on their Twitter. Some of the big departures, Samaje Perine signed a 2-year deal with the Bengals. Wide receiver Justin Watson is with the Texans. Defensive tackle Turk Wharton's with the Panthers. Safety Justin Reed signed a 3-year deal with the Saints, following in the footsteps of Tyrann Mathieu. And that's a pretty crazy one because they're both from Louisiana. They both played with the Texans. Then Honey Badger came to the Chiefs for 3 years, left to go to the Saints. He's on his third year, I believe. And as soon as he left for the Saints, Justin Reed was signed on a 3-year deal from the Texans to the Chiefs, plays their 3 years, and is now signing a 3-year, $31-ish million deal with the Saints. It's crazy. And Justin Reed is from Louisiana as well, so just a lot of craziness there. He will be missed. A lot of these guys will be missed. I'm super happy for Turk Wharton to get such a big bag from the Panthers. It was 3 years, $54 million. 30 of it's guaranteed. I think maybe even all this year. I could be wrong, but it's 30 guaranteed, which is pretty crazy. I've talked about so many contracts from this channel and my second channel, Cole Breaks the Huddle. My brain is like mush when it comes to contracts and being right, but it was definitely a 3-year, $54-ish million contract. And then DeAndre Hopkins signed a 1-year, $6 million deal with the Baltimore Ravens last night. Obviously, the main players that the Chiefs retained, we mainly know this, but Trey Smith is on the franchise tag. Hopefully they get a long-term deal done. That would be absolutely fantastic if they could do that. It will also give them more cap room, more cap space to operate and to make some moves. They still need moves along the defensive line, in my opinion. You have one defensive tackle basically on the roster in Chris Jones. So you need defensive tackle help. Quarterback too. Who's that? Is it Carson Wentz? I mean, technically, no, he's not back on the roster. So these are things that you kind of have to figure out. They did free up $50 million in cap space earlier today. They restructured Mahomes' contract and Chris Jones' contract. We don't yet know the details. I'm going to do a long-form video edit tomorrow for you guys. And hopefully by then we know kind of what that looks like. But Mahomes' cap hits are pretty funny for 2026 and 2027. It's 73 $77 million in those years. It's not going to stay like that, but it is funny because they've kicked the money down the road a few different times here with the restructures. They've done 3 since 2021. So they tagged Trey Smith. Hopefully you can tag or get a long-term deal done with him, and that'll give you cap space. You got Hollywood Brown back on a 1-year deal worth up to 11. Nick Bolton 3 for $45 with 30 guaranteed. James Winchester and Robert Tonyan, 2 veterans that the Chiefs signed, and then there was a couple more moves they made today. There were smaller moves, but they were definitely moves to the roster. So let me see. Nazeeh Johnson and Jack Cochran, they were tendered. Right of first refusal tenders because they're restricted free agents. So those are contract offers of $3.2 million, some good money for the 2025 season. And then restricted free agents not tendered or not offered tenders was Peyton Hendershot, Keith Taylor, and Spencer Schrader. And Malik Herring actually did re-sign with the Chiefs. Defensive end, Malik Herring. So he re-signed. They then tendered Nazeeh Johnson and Jack Cochran. I mean, I don't necessarily mind either of these. The tenders, they feel a little bit high, but I'm happy for the guys to get that kind of money. That's great. Jack Cochran, depth piece. He can step up as the I'm pretty sure he was the guy that stepped up as Mike linebacker when Nick Bolton went down. Obviously, Drew Tranquill can do it too, but they've used Cochran before as well. Special teams guy as well. Nazeeh Johnson, in the right role, he's fine. I know he gets a lot of flack online. He's just probably and he said it today. I was messaging him a little bit, and He's said now he feels better than he ever has from like the ACL surgery he had. He was dealing with a hamstring and was still getting his feet back under him his first year back. But like he's fine in the right role. Special teams ace, and then if you got to rotate him in the defense, it's fine. I just think they asked a lot of him, and it was a lot to ask for him just basically because of the cornerback injuries in that room, and that's why I love the signing so much of cornerback Christian Fulton. Like, having him and Jalen Watson now, the ability to have both of them outside and McDuffie can kick inside to the slot. I don't want to see a lot of Chamari Connor in the slot, if possible. Like, he's fine in some other roles back there in the secondary. Safety, maybe free safety at times. It just kind of depends on the packages that they run, but in the slot, he definitely struggled. And if you could kick Trent McDuffie back in the slot where he's literally a first-team All-Pro, I love that a lot. Then obviously, the last thing on this list, I mean, they traded away Joe Thuney for a 2026 fourth-round pick. Would I have preferred it to be a 2025? Yeah, I definitely would have preferred it to be a 2025. But the market dictates the value of the player. I mean, we see it all the time. Oh, this guy was overpaid or whatever. Literally, we say that every single year. Every single year, the cap goes up. And then we say they're overpaid, and then it happens again. So inflation, cap rising, yeah, people are getting paid more money sometimes than we think that they're worth, quote unquote. But a player's worth is what the market dictates and what these teams offer. And sometimes you got to get into a little bit of a bidding war to get these players. So, like, I'm happy for the players who get a bag, but like Dan Moore Jr., the left tackle now for, is it the Titans? That contract was insane. 4 years, $82 million. That's the guy, I think, with $30 million guaranteed year one. The Chiefs weren't going to pay that, guys, for left tackle. Now, they were reportedly in on the Ronnie Stanley talks. He's a left tackle for the Ravens. They offered him around $20 million a year, and he stayed in Baltimore for about that much money. And so the thought behind that is like, well, why didn't he want to come to the Chiefs for that? You're talking about this guy moving. He's been there for how many years? He's embedded into the community. He's got family there. He's probably got kids in school. And you're saying, hey, for the same amount of money that the Ravens offered you to stay, you can come to Kansas City. You got to outbid them sometimes. And so that's why sometimes you see these players get paid so much money. It's like what everyone's saying is an overpay. But with the cap rising and all that, like, sometimes it's just not an overpay. It's just what the market is right now. The Chiefs have made some creative signings. Like, none of these break the bank. Jalen Moore, 2-year, $30 million, 21.4-ish million guaranteed, 22 million guaranteed. Yeah, he was the backup left tackle in San Francisco, but Seth Kaiser, his Substack, some others, they've already done some of the film study on him, and he's going to raise the floor considerably from any left tackle the Chiefs have had last year, and even Donovan Smith in 2023. Ceiling's not as high because his traits, he's not like a freak of nature athletic traits guy, but he's consistent, he's durable, he doesn't lose quickly very often, which that's kind of all the Chiefs need. So for $15 million a year, I really don't mind it. He only has 12 career starts, which is like the concern, I guess. But other than that, like, I do like the signing. Elijah Mitchell, he's been injured a lot, and I understand the concern there at the injury history, but it's a 1-year deal worth up to like $3.2 million or something like that. And yeah, he missed all of 2024 with a hamstring injury, but go back and look at Jerick McKinnon's career. Some of us forget, and like I forgot it was 2 years in a row until I went back and did the research. Jerick McKinnon missed 2 years in a row, back-to-back season-ending knee injuries. He then finished out one more year with the 49ers before coming to KC and played a few years here. You can rid your previous injury history demons. It's sometimes the luck of the draw, but they're betting on that, and I hope so too. And Christian Fulton has kind of had injury problems too. He had a relatively healthy year last year, but even on there, he was on the injury report a few weeks with a knee issue, and then he missed a couple weeks with a hamstring issue. So it happens. I mean, the Chiefs dealt with their own injuries last season. We saw it everywhere. But even Christian Fulton's deal is like 2 years, $20 million, $15 million guaranteed. Most of the 2022 draft class, I mean, it's their last year. They might not be here in 2026. So 2025 would be their last season. I'm talking, we'll see, but Najee Johnson, we'll see what ends up happening there, because he's a little bit different because he was on the practice squad, I think. So his rookie contract actually got kind of done. It's tore up. That's why he's a restricted free agent. It just looks different. So he's got less than 3 years in the NFL. And I think he could do it that way. Regardless, it's a little complex there. But all the other guys, Joshua Williams, Brian Cook, I mean, Trent McDuffie, you can pick up his 5th-year option, but they should also extend him. And then who's the other guy? Who am I missing? Let me do this again. Najee Johnson, Jalen Watson, Joshua Williams, Brian Cook. Oh, and then Trent McDuffie. No, I said them all. So those guys are all in the last year of their deal, really, aside from McDuffie, who you could pick up his 5th-year option. Christian Fulton keeps him under contract through 2026, so you've got some longevity there of, in theory, a guy who's still 26, 27 years old that can be there after a lot of these guys leave. You probably need to draft 1 or 2 in the draft. The Chiefs have 8. I really held up 9 fingers. The Chiefs have 8 draft picks this year because they got 2 comp picks, 2 compensatory picks in the 7th round. That's great. 8 picks. I don't know if they'll use them all, but you could try to take a couple swings on some defensive backs. So that's why I like that. And then obviously allowing Trent McDuffie to kick into the slot. MVS, a couple other signings here. MVS signed a 1-year deal with the Seahawks, former Chief Alert. D-Rob signed a 2-year deal with the 49ers. And there might be a couple more moves that I'm missing, but those are most of them. And yeah, it's been fun. It's been exciting. The Chiefs need to make some more moves, but that's kind of where we're at right now. And I would just kind of from here just love to see how you guys are feeling about everything and see what's going on. Uri, thank you for the 30 months. What's up, How Batters? What up? Thank you for the 30 months, man. Joe with the 2. Thank you so much. Yeah, so Conky said George Karlaftis. Yeah, I was just really talking secondary, but there's other people from that draft class that are on the last year of their deal, unless you could, like George Karlaftis, you could pick up his 5th-year option, but you also then have a few others. You got Leo Chanel in the 2022 draft class. Linebacker, you have running back Isaiah Pacheco. He's on the last year of his deal. So yeah, there's a few more as well from that draft class. Do we have a left tackle yet? Yes, Ocean Girl. Go watch my video. You can watch my video from yesterday or the day before or my live stream. The Chiefs do have a new left tackle, Jalen Moore, formerly of the 49ers. He was their backup. He was primarily their backup, but he filled in for Trent Williams when he was out due to injury, and he got to learn from him all those years too. I'm trying to see, we're still looking as I'm on this live stream, we're looking in real time at signings too. So this is kind of free agency frenzy watch. There's been a bunch of signings. Well, the Chargers are signing Mike Williams to a 1-year deal. That's kind of cool. He gets to return to LA. I like that for him. He was there with the Jets. I can't remember if he was with somebody somewhere else as well. I feel like he bounced around to 2 different teams maybe. Maybe he was with the Jets all year. But I love that for Mike Williams. That's great. The Chargers need the help, and he comes back. The Bucs have agreed to terms with QB Kyle Trask. He's set to return to Tampa Bay, so I got a backup guy. Yeah, I don't think I missed anything else within the past 10 minutes since going live. But yeah, I mean, everything's still going on. So I am going to kind of keep my eyes to Twitter because the Chiefs could make a signing. As we're live, we'll see. We'll keep our eyes open. Brian, what's up, man? Thank you so much for the membership. Is it always take best available their goal? Said Wesley. If you're talking about, what's up, Juliana? If you're talking about in the draft, I mean, that should be your goal. Most teams are going to try not. They're going to try not to go in to the draft super needy at a particular position to where they have to like force a reach on somebody. So that's why that's one reason I love the Christian Fulton signing. I love the running back signing, the left tackle signing. Like, in theory, you see them draft all three of those positions still. You see them get an offensive tackle. You see them get a running back. You see them get a corner. Sorry, I don't know what the heck just happened. I almost fell over with my voice. They need a defensive tackle. They probably need a linebacker. Leo Chanel's on the last year of his deal. Drew Tranquill is going to be 30 this year, and you can get out of his contract next year if you need to. Nick Bolton is the only one under contract, and his contract's only 2 years. Really, it's 3 years, but 2 guaranteed. This is interesting. Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco, dear Chiefs, you want a security blanket. Here's my thing. Like, so people are asking in the chat because Cooper Kupp got released today. I don't mind. I don't mind Cooper Kupp at all. But, dude, I mean, the Chiefs are not a team. I'm going to look up Cooper Kupp's stats just to, like, look at it again. The Chiefs are just not a team to go and try to get into a bidding war. So, like, if there's some teams out there that just really, really want the guy, I mean, the Chiefs are probably going to lose the bidding war. So is he going to just try to take as much money as he humanly can? Or is he going to go to a place where he feels he could be a really good fit? He's had a little bit of injury concerns, only 9 games in 2022, back-to-back 12-game seasons in 2023 and 2024. I mean, you're not getting this production anymore. 1,100 yards, basically 1,000 yards, and then 2,000 yards in 2021. You're not getting that. But in the right system, he's still a 500-600-yard receiver for sure. Now, he's an older guy. Is he like 30? What is he, like 32? 33? Let me see. Cooper Kupp age. He's 31, but he'll be 32 June 15th. Stephon Diggs talked to the Chiefs today. Yeah, I mean, he's an option too. One thing I want to... Can I pull up a site that has like best remaining free agents? Because that would be cool to kind of look at. I mean, the reality is the Chiefs still need to add to the wide receiver room a little bit. You have Worthy. You have Rice. Rice will be suspended most likely for a little bit to start the season. And then obviously you have Hollywood Brown. You have Nico Remigio. But you need more bodies than that. I would love one more vet on a 1-year deal. It's not D-Hop, he's gone. It's not Justin Watson, he's gone. I'd love a vet and then draft one. They need a big target. They got speed. I mean, I guess, but like Mahomes doesn't throw. I mean, unless you're saying a big target that'll still get open and create separation. Just the Chiefs style of offense, man. Mahomes is not necessarily throwing contested balls, jump balls, not a lot. He'll do it sometimes. That's just not how they operate. Mahomes wants the open guy. That's what he wants. They need a separator. So speed, but if you can find a guy that's a little bit quicker, shiftier, and taller than 5'10", 5'11", that's helpful too. I'm down. About Time said D-Hop's gone too. He signed a 1-year, $6 million deal with the Ravens last night. He gone. Jennifer, thanks so much for the 1587, you legend. I appreciate you. Dub Freak with the 2. Any news on Willie Gay? Is he a free agent? I saw a post yesterday that Willie Gay said he's just waiting on a call. He signed a 1-year, $3 million deal with the New Orleans Saints last year. So yeah, in theory, I mean, they could bring Willie Gay Jr. back. I mean, a 1-year, $3 million deal. He's only 27 years old. That is absolutely still an option if you're wanting more linebacker depth this year. I don't know where they want to go with that because you have Nick Bolton, you have Drew Tranquill, you have Leo Chanel, Jack Cochran's on there. There's another linebacker that they got. I'm spacing it right now. But they've got like a few. But yeah, I mean, Willie Gay is definitely an option. He's out there. He's available. Let me go best available free agents NFL and see if we can get just a list of people still available here. Here's one. All right. Yeah. This is pretty up to date. I'll pull that up in a second here. Dub Freak, thanks again for the 2. Jennifer, Appreciate you. Joe with the 5. Thank you, man. We need defensive linemen. Oh, yeah, for sure. Amenahu's not back, so an edge, defensive end of some sort would be great. You have FAU. Hopefully he takes a step up. You have George Karlaftis. You got Mike Dana. Those guys are under contract. They just brought back Malik Herring for what that's worth. They signed him today. He's just going to be like a depth piece, rotational guy. But then, yeah, defensive tackles. Turk Wharton's gone. Mike Pennell, free agent. And Derek Nottie is still a free agent. So I agree. Definitely still need defensive line. They're not done. They are not done. And every time I don't look at Twitter for longer than 5 seconds, I feel like I'm going to miss something. But we did not. The most recent news is still Mike Williams back on a 1-year deal with the Chargers, which is kind of cool. Definitely cool. Let's see. Dub Freak with the 10. This will be Sky Moore. Oh, yeah. I didn't even mention Sky Moore. I guess I should, and that's on me because I did just kind of forget. But Sky Moore is on the last year of his deal. Here's the thing about Sky Moore. Even if he somehow makes the roster, I'm just going to have like zero expectations for the guy. And I feel like the Chiefs should also have zero expectations for the guy. Don't go in there in the season being like, yeah, Sky Moore, he's going to be our wide receiver 3 while Rashee Rice is suspended. Can we not do that, please? Please? I don't want to do that. I don't even know if he's going to make the roster. But you're right. Sky Moore, he's playing the long game, the really, really, really long game to fool us all. I mean, here's the thing. Trolling aside and kind of joking aside, like I would love to see Sky Moore ball out this year. I'm not going to have those expectations of anything there. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, then that's fine too, because that's my expectation right now. I don't even know if he'll make the roster at this point. Corey with the 23 months. I think re-signing Hunt should have been done already. I mean, he's earned another year here, in my opinion. Thoughts? I think the reality is for Kareem Hunt's market, I don't think you need to rush and sign him. I think you can kind of wait and see what else happens. He could be a guy, for all we know, Veach has already talked to him. Hey, man, enjoy your off season. Stay healthy, stay out of trouble, stay trained up. And after the draft, depending on how things play out, we might give you a call. You got to think some of these veterans that are 30 plus, they're not signing until later. Second, third wave of free agency. Jerick McKinnon, the last couple of years with the Chiefs, signed in June, signed in July. They're bringing some of these vets in like a week before training camp. So I love Kareem Hunt. I think his story was awesome of coming back, the redemption after getting kicked off the team for all that stuff that went down, and him lying to the team and never thinking that he would be able to come back. And then he was able to come back. And that was awesome. I don't mind his addition. I just think they can wait. I don't think there's like a big market there for him. So you could wait, bring him back on a cheap deal later if you need to. And maybe they do need to. But I also think, please, draft a running back as well. And then let's see what Elijah Mitchell does too. Dex Smith with the 13 months. You think we should go after Cooper Kupp? I mean, I am not opposed to bringing in Cooper Kupp. I would be curious to know your guys' thoughts as well. I wonder what Cooper Kupp's market value is on, like, he just got released. They're trying to find a trade partner. But does SpotTrack already have it updated that he's a free agent? And can we look at his market value? Let me see if I can. Because sometimes in these, they don't have market value for. Well, let me see. Do they? No. I mean, how much would you be willing to pay this guy at 32 years old this year? How much would you be willing to pay? I would be afraid to pay too terribly much. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins signed 1 year, $6 million. Would you do that? Maybe 1 year, $8 million? I mean, would you be doing much more than that? They just got Hollywood for 1 year, $11 million. Jeremy said Elijah Mitchell is going to fail us. Trust me, he'll get hurt again. I mean, that's why it's a 1 year prove it deal. But I did talk earlier, like, why am I blanking his name? Jerick McKinnon had a couple years where he missed entirely and he wasn't healthy, and then he had a few productive seasons. So you never know, but that's why it's a low-risk signing. 50-50 for Kupp on the right price, less than $10 million. Chief KT said 10 or 12. Jay Basilo said 12. 1 year, but make it incentive-based. That's what they would do for sure. No Cup, younger players, please. I mean, you got Rice, he's pretty young. You got Worthy, he's pretty young. Those guys are both 25 or younger. I mean, Worthy's like 22. Whoa, dude, Brian with the 50 bomb. Dude, thanks, dude, for the 50. I don't know what just happened. I think I glitched and malfunctioned. But you've got some young guys. I mean, Hollywood's 27. Nico Remigio's 22, 23, maybe 24 max. So you do have some young guys, but I understand the concern there of Cooper Kupp's age. Unfortunately, says Ray, another team will outbid for Kupp's service. I'd give him 1 year, $6 million. I would be fine with that. I would be a little surprised, I guess, if he went for that little, but I would be down. Do we got more? No, just the Mike Williams news still. For Kupp, 1 year for 7.5 plus incentives. Fair enough. That'd be good. Ooh, Von Miller. Yeah, Von Miller's a free agent. Cole, do you think Remigio could move onto the roster as a regular wide receiver and not just special teams? Definitely a possibility. I still think he's going to be like, if he is, your wide receiver 3-4. Juju Smith-Schuster could come back. Like, they use him a lot in the blocking aspect of things on offense. I wouldn't mind that. He's still a free agent. But even Juju's like 28, 29. I'm approximating ages. Okay, so it's not going to be exact. I'm going off of my best guess. But Juju's like, I feel like Juju has been younger or been in the league longer than he actually, yeah, he's only 28. But I feel like Juju's been in the NFL forever. But he's only 28. Coop's too slow. Yeah, I mean, he's not the same guy that he used to be, that's for sure. That's why he's getting released. Remember, the Rams, they signed Devontae Adams, similar age. And then they're releasing Kupp. 3 years for Kupp is too long? Yeah, no way. It would have to be a 1 year deal. We want Juju back? I would take Juju back. Heck yeah. Diggs. I'm a little concerned about Diggs coming off the ACL, but again, at the right price, not opposed because Diggs is a great receiver. He's 31. I think he's going to be 31 this year coming off the ACL. So definitely some concerns, but it's going to drive your stock down. Whoa, Erwin, sorry. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Let's go. Thanks for that. Appreciate you guys. Let me move this. Juju has been good for us. He's a great blocker too. Yeah, for sure, Joe. I would not be surprised at all to see Juju Smith-Schuster come back. I would not at all. Malcontent, what's that mean, Dave? Or what's that referencing? Appreciate you guys. Joe, thanks for the 2. I hated to lose Pirine. Yeah, I was kind of bummed to see that. Did you see the fake report that threw out there? Samaje Pirine got a 3-year, $22 million deal from somebody. I don't remember what team it was now. It was a fake report. It was an accident. It was reported by Aaron Wilson, and he's a legitimate reporter. But yeah, he deleted that tweet. Where did Pirine go? He's back with the Bengals. Ooh, where's Aaron Rodgers going to go? So for those of you who don't know, I have another YouTube channel. It's called Cole Breaks the Huddle. We cover NFL news, and I spent a lot of today's video talking about it was a 17-minute video. We talked about a lot, but I did talk about the NFL media circus around a few QBs still left. So where do I think Aaron Rodgers goes? I mean, he's eyeing the Steelers and the Giants. If I'm picking, go to the Steelers. Why is there a debate? Russell Wilson's visiting the Browns and the Giants this week. But if I'm Aaron Rodgers, rather, I'm going to the Steelers. DK Metcalf, they just traded for him. You've got George Pickens, is it Calvin Austin III, I believe? I said Alvin. You have Pat Freiermuth. You got a lot of options over there. Erwin, thanks again for the 5 gifted. I messed up your name again. My bad. Super heavy with the 5. Let's go. Cole, I'm still so black-pilled after that Super Bowl loss. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing in pain with you. Feel like I honestly just want the Hunt fan to dissolve the franchise. Oh God, you're my only happiness. Well, dude, I feel your pain, but please don't dissolve the franchise. It's not, all is not lost. Every good quarterback you could think of, except for a couple, have lost a Super Bowl. Joe Montana was 4 for 4. I think, was Bradshaw, did he win them all too? I'm trying to remember. But every good quarterback has lost playoff games. So I'm not trying to make excuses because it was like a bad loss. We all know it was a very bad loss, very ugly. Brenda, thanks so much for the 5 gifted. Appreciate you. And then Kyle, I don't know. I'm butchering it every single time with the 2. Thank you so much. But super heavy. I'm glad you enjoy the content here, man. I mean, this is the place. If you just want to come and just, hey, here's the updates. Try to keep it positive. I mean, I try to keep it real. Try to keep it real too. I'm very glad that Xavier Worthy's situation seems to be pretty much in the clear because that situation was looking not good. Not good. And the charges got dismissed or dropped within 24 hours of him going to jail. So that's great news. In theory, I think they're still doing a little bit of an investigating. The police are, but the DA dismissed or dropped the case. Remember, the DA, that's the people that are going to be prosecuting, going after Worthy. And they talked with witnesses and were like, yeah, we're dropping this. I don't know what exactly happened, but they didn't have enough that they felt like they could go on confidently, so they just immediately dropped it, which is pretty rare. Pac West with a 20. Let's go. So this is my first time back after attending the Super Bowl. I'm over it. Let's freaking go. Come on, Pac West. Yeah, the loss was ugly, but we back now. Free agency is here. You're now building the roster again, getting ready for the draft, and then you're getting ready for another season. Everybody's getting haircuts. Did Rice get a haircut? Yeah. No. Rice didn't get a haircut yet, but Hollywood got a haircut. Worthy got a haircut, which unfortunately Worthy might have gotten a haircut because of the situation he went through over the weekend. Reports were that some of his hair got pulled out. So if that was the case and he had to shave his head because of that, super unfortunate. But Hollywood Brown shaved his head. Worthy shaved his head or trimmed. They got haircuts. They trimmed off their dreads, I believe. And then Mahomes cut his hair as well. It's the haircut season. We back for 2025. Let's go. Dawn with the 10. Thank you so much. Do you feel good about Kingsley at guard? I feel like, well, we got news. Not Chiefs news, but we got news. I'll get to it in a second here. I feel like Kingsley at guard can work. I feel like it's a little bit risky to go into the season with him as like your for sure plan A. I don't want to keep you guys. I'll keep talking about it. But Mac Jones has agreed to terms with the 49ers on a 2-year deal. $7 million, 5 guaranteed. Max value of 11.5. Must be some incentives there. But that's cool. Mac Jones. Mac Jones? Backing up Brock Purdy, I guess. I wonder who the Chiefs are going to bring in for their QB2. Man, you've had quite the QB carousel going around. That's the only other news other than Mike Williams going back to the Chargers on a 1-year deal. But yeah, like Kingsley in theory could be fine at guard, but I wouldn't be surprised to see if the Chiefs sign a guard or you maybe try out. I mean, Hunter Norzad has played 4 or 5 positions along the line in college. You have CJ Hansen. I'm trying to remember if he's a tackle or he does have some interior line play as well. You got those couple of guys. Mike Caliendo is back. I just don't think that's your solution. Maybe they really give Kingsley Suamataia like a good go. I still wouldn't be surprised if they draft an interior guy or sign one and just kind of add to the competition in that room. FLDB with the 29 months. Let's go, dude. Hey, everyone. What's up, dude? Lots of stuff happening on the back end. Can't wait for this next season in regards to scoreboard. Heck yeah, let's go, dude. FLDB's been doing a lot of stuff. Trying to take things a little bit up a notch every year. Thanks for the 29 months, man. Chaos with the 2. Bradshaw was 4-0 in the Super Bowl. There you go, 14-5 overall. I couldn't remember if he was 3-0 or 4-0, but I thought he didn't lose a single Super Bowl. I knew Joe Montana did. But yeah, so they both went 4 for 4, which is crazy. Crazy. Kale said, I think with the 2, thank you, man. I think we get Cooper Kupp. Chaos with the 2 as well. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, it's a possibility. It's a possibility. I have no idea. If the Chiefs are going to be in serious enough to win any kind of bidding war, but maybe he won't have much of a bidding war. There's already been reports that several teams were interested in Cooper Kupp. So we will see. Neil, K. Neil with the 5. Thank you so much. I really think P. Ryan took our information, so we really need a new OC, unless we get weapons that will change the play calling. Yeah, I mean, you change up some of the verbiage and phrasing every single year. I do think it's also, I need to get some clarity on this, but I don't think you're really allowed to just go to another team and just spill the tea. I don't think that's even legal, but I don't know what the ramification would be, because there's a lot of teams that do that. They bring in other players that previously played with a rival. I mean, the Chargers just lost Christian Fulton. He's with the Chiefs now. Drew Tranquill was with the Chargers before, and then he signed with the Chiefs. So I think they switch up enough every year with verbiage and play calling a little bit that you're not like, it's not going to give you too much. They're all studying film. They all see the plays. You want to beat the Chiefs? Do what the Eagles did in the Super Bowl. There's your blueprint. Now the Chiefs got to counter from that and correct course and all that, and you'll have players healthy again that you didn't have last year and all that good stuff. You're not going to have Joe Tooney at left tackle, Caliendo at left guard. It's going to look completely different. But yeah, Z with the $6.99 Canadian. Let's go. Said, hey, I'm not sure if you covered it, but Justin Reed was $10 million APY for us last 3 years, and he's going to the Saints. Basically the same APY. Seems bad. Big sad. Yeah, I talked about it in last night's video, and I talked about it earlier today too, a little bit in the stream. Yeah, I mean, I think the Chiefs are happy. They're happy with Jaden Hicks, I think. You drafted Jaden Hicks. You drafted Jaden Hicks in the 4th round last year. He was arguably the best safety of the 2024 NFL draft class. So he's going to be your guy. Chamari Connor, you've got him. You've got Brian Cook. You could still get a safety in free agency if you want. Juan Thornhill's going around visiting teams. I don't know if you saw that earlier. He is a free agent and visiting with the 49ers, I believe. So there's some options there. I think they have Deion Bush on the roster too, for what that's worth. But yeah, I didn't love Justin Reed moving on, but I understood it. You just can't always bring everybody back. And he's only 28. I wouldn't have minded if they did that deal. But it tells you they're trying to put some of the priority of their finances elsewhere, and I would imagine, they got to be high on Jaden Hicks. He's a 4th round pick, best safety of the draft class. Use him. Let's go. You know? Chaos said, I would love to get Cooper Kupp, and hopefully we re-sign Kareem Hunt. He could still be a powerful piece with 900 plus yards and 7 TDs first year back with us. Well, I don't know if you're talking about Cooper Kupp stats or if you're talking about Kareem Hunt stats. Maybe Kareem with the 900 plus yards and 7 touchdowns, because the wide receiver room is going to be busy. It's going to be, you're going to have to earn your yards because you've already got Rice and Worthy and then Hollywood. You've got those 3. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the Chiefs end up doing. They need to draft a running back too. Tomahawk Talk actually with the 5 said, bring the damn drum, bang the damn drum, Chiefs Kingdom. You see my mock drafts? I have not. But he said I would re-sign Hunt and draft Judkins. Reminds me of Jamal Charles in the 2nd, defensive tackle in the 1st. Wouldn't mind those 2 moves at all. I think you need a defensive tackle pretty early, like a playmaker. It's a deep defensive tackle draft class, though, so you could probably get a quality guy in the 2nd. You might have to trade up to get him, and then you've got 8 picks, so you can package some of the late round guys, or late round picks rather, and move up if you need. You have 4 top 100 picks already. You have the 2026 4th round pick from the Tooney trade if you want to package in a future year and move up a little bit further. Yeah, I mean, they need a running back. I don't think there's really a debate there. You have Carson Steele. I don't bring him up a lot, and I don't mean that like disrespectfully. It's kind of like, I don't know what to make of him, but he is on the roster and he will contribute. You have Pacheco on the last year of his deal. Even if you bring back like Kareem Hunt, he's on a 1 year. And then Elijah Mitchell's on a 1 year. So yeah, definitely got to draft one. Chaos, thanks again for the 12 months. Tomahawk with the 5. Mr. C with the 2. Let's go. The Cardinals are making a big addition on defense. Reaching agreement on a deal with veteran defensive tackle Dalvin Tomlinson. Well, maybe I should know that name because they said a big. Where did it go? They've added Josh Sweat and Dalvin Tomlinson to their defensive line for Jonathan Gannon. Just realized I'm like, my camera was way funny. Maybe I should know that name off the top of my head, but it's not immediately clicking from recent years. Still isn't taking over Hunt's role? No, I don't think so. Kind of like a running back, fullback hybrid guy. Don't think he would be like a main workhorse. I could be wrong. Would you get a George Karlaftis jersey? I think I might have one. How good are we doing with cap so far? Well, they freed up $50 million in cap space this morning. I'm trying to see if we have more news. It's just the Tomlinson news. Yep, Mac Jones to the Niners. We did talk about that. Xander with the 5. Cole, just tagged you in a new worthy update on Discord. New worthy update? Okay. Try to take a look. Cole, is that $50 million before or after the $16 million we were over? So they freed up $50 million in cap space, but they're only going to have 15 to 20 probably after all the contracts are said and done. Let me see if we got somebody said we've got an update on the Worthy situation. I don't want to read it right now just because, but I could read the title. Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy's fiance says she's been granted temporary protective order after assault arrest. So there's a little bit of an update. Maybe I'll mention it in tomorrow's video. Okay. Little bit of an update. Yeah, we'll talk about it in tomorrow's video for sure. Was anything said about Rice's suspension? Not yet, no. What's up? KC fan from Australia. What up, what up? What will McDuffie make next year? Well, hopefully they extend him this year, but he's going to be over 25. He's going to be over 25 million a year probably. Somebody said she's trying to ruin him. You can get protective order on anybody. Yeah, it's like I'm not going to read through the article right now. Just the legal stuff like that. It's complex, and I like to study it and try to figure out what I'm looking at. That's why even with the Worthy situation over the weekend, I didn't go live. I pre-recorded those, and I don't like talking about that stuff for the most part live. I mean, some of it I can, but if it's new news, I just like to know what I'm looking at, and even still, the legal stuff is like a little bit beyond me. About time with the 20 months. Hate the agreed loss. Love anniversaries, though. Let's freaking go. Oh, and Jennifer's a slap nut. Uh-oh, Jennifer, what'd you do? We're not getting him, but imagine snagging Genty. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Not happening, probably. It is civil, not legal. See, this is why I don't talk about it live. There's always somebody in the comments. You didn't say it 100% properly correct. It's a legal issue, dude. I don't know what else you want me to say. It was on the legal side of things. He was literally in jail facing potential charges. I'm going to call that a legal issue. If that's wrong, that's why I don't frickin' talk about it on live streams. Extend Cole? Come on, Mark. What about, or wait, what did they say? Who's QB2? Nobody yet. Maybe Carson Wentz returns. You got Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is an option. I mean, here's a list of some of the top guys still available. Amari Cooper, Stephon Diggs. Maybe Rasul Douglas is. Cam Robinson. Yeah, Cam Robinson's still available. That's interesting. That's interesting. I'm going to look. Oh, yeah, Cooper Kupp, Tyron Smith, Aaron Rodgers, Mekhi Becton. He's a free agent. Could that be your guard? I don't know. What are we looking for? Quarterbacks? How about Russell Wilson? Juan Thornhill still available. Justin Simmons. Interesting. Deontay Johnson? What about that guy? Jokes. What do you think about bringing in Von Miller on a cheap deal? I mean, they need, if you're not going to bring back Charles Omenihu, you definitely need some more pass rush help for sure. Joshua Uche is still available, guys, if we want to bring him in. Tomahawk Talk with the 2. I'm for signing Jameis and firing Nagy for Gruden. Yeah, Andy Reid basically confirmed that they're not making any changes. They're not making any changes on the offensive staff, so it doesn't look like that's going to happen, but Gruden would be crazy. I would not mind it. I keep hitting the wrong button, but we got another signing. It's not for the Chiefs, but Adam Thielen is set to return for a 12th season, finalizing a revised contract with the Panthers per sources. Thielen looks to add to his 8,300 yards and 64 touchdowns. Really cool story, man. Former undrafted guy. One of the most productive receivers in Vikings history. 12th season. There you go. There you go, Adam Thielen. Official Jeremy with the 5. I say we draft Cole to the wide receiver room. You don't want me. Promise, I'm washed. Would love to see that beard on the field under the helmets. Nah, dude, I'd be getting smoked. I get smoked out there on the field. Joshua Uche Ghost will be a huge help. Yeah, you trade for him and never use him. That was pretty crazy, huh? Sign Isaiah Simmons. He's still good. He just had a bad system. What's up, Andre? Isaiah Simmons? I mean, it could be a possibility. I mean, if they're looking for... Oh, he's a safety? Yeah. No, linebacker. I'm confused. They got linebacker, outside linebacker, and safety. One of these has got to be wrong. Linebacker. Is he a free agent? What did they do with him? He get released today, maybe? There's been so many moves, I can't even keep up. Terrace with the membership. Thank you so much. Kathy with the 5. Appreciate your content, especially the worthy updates. Yeah, if there's updates, we'll definitely talk about it. Just people get very particular about vernacular, and I am not a lawyer. Okay, so sometimes I say the wrong phrasing, and it's not really intentional, but that's why I just don't really talk about it too much on a live stream. I'd rather study it, and then I still say some stuff wrong, but try the best. Try the best we can. Yeah, I thought it was important, though, to give another worthy update same day when his charges got dropped. Mr. Memes, what happened to that football that you slammed down? Where is that football? It's over here. You can see it. It's right there. It's right there. It's still there. It's out of the case. It's out of the case. Why do we overlook Justin Ross? I mean, come on, man. Come on. He could be maybe like wide receiver 5 or 6 on the roster. It's not really an overlook. It's just, I think, reality at this point. Always rooting for the guy, though. Come on. We like to cheer him on. Don't disrespect Justin Ross. I'm not. What are your thoughts on Juan Thornhill reunion? Yeah, if they want a veteran safety to bring in on a 1-year deal, you could do it. He obviously knows the system. He's lost a little bit of a step. But it just kind of depends on what the Chiefs feel like they need to do in their safety room. You have Chamari Connor, you have Brian Cook, you have Jaden Hicks. I mean, chances are somebody's going to get hurt in some fashion. I'm not saying serious injury, but you need quality depth. I think they have Deion Bush around. Is he still back? So, yeah, I mean, if you want to go for a veteran guy, I'm down. Thornhill's a liability. Yeah, I mean, once you're getting to this part of free agency, you're not getting a high-profile guy. They're either going to be older, coming off of down years, coming off of injuries, something. Day Hike Mike with the membership. Let's go. Ethan said, I'll leave. My bad. What happened? You're saying, what are your thoughts on old Cam Scadaboo? I say his last name wrong, and people let me know how to actually pronounce his last name. Yeah, I mean, if you could get him in a later round or something, I don't know when he's going to go. I think it'd be a reach to get him in round 1, right? Scadaboo out of Arizona State. I mean, he had 1,700 yards and 21 touchdowns in 2024. It's funny, like, I don't really feel like a lot of people talk about him. Scadaboo. There it is. Boo. Thank you. Boo. Put Kadarius Toney at left tackle. Nah, dude. Kadarius Toney is going through legal issues of his own. I don't know if you saw that. Good Lord, man. Chris Fleming with the membership. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Has free agency moves changed your opinion on first round needs? I don't know. And they got a tackle. They got a running back. I mean, I always thought even before free agency, you need to probably go into the trenches, either offensive line or defensive line. Can you focus up, camera? Quit jacking around, dude. I think right now, if I had to pick, I'd go defensive tackle or maybe defensive end. Probably defensive tackle. But don't want to reach either. Bro, my camera is freaking out. Can you focus on me? I think it's focusing. I think it thinks the helmet back there is a face. So it keeps wanting to focus on the helmet. But I'm going to turn my chair and hopefully it stays on me. What camera do you have? A Sony A7S III. It's got eyeball tracking. So like in theory, wherever I move, it's supposed to focus and stay with me. But it thinks sometimes that helmet back there. It thinks sometimes that helmet back there is an eye. Yo, what's up, Damien? The D-Hop staying with the Chiefs? Nah, he signed a deal with the Ravens last night. He's a Raven, gonna catch some passes from Lamar Jackson. Rax with the 20 months. I pray that we hear no more bad news with our receiver room in Texas. Also, super excited for Elijah Mitchell. Yeah, dude. Please. I would prefer no off-season drama. That would be the best. Cole has linebacker eyes. I got the crazy eyes, huh? Do a live stream from Lambeau for the draft. That'd be cool. Why hasn't Sky been released yet? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's just going to be straight up released like that. He probably is going to be able to fight for a spot on the 53-man roster, but we'll see. For bid players going home to Texas, that's an option. Not going to happen, but what would a Justin Simmons contract look like? I have no idea, to be honest with you. Wonder what Spot Track has his market value as. He's 31. His market value per Spot Track is actually just $5.8 million. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. When you're looking at like some of the free agents available, if they want to go free agent route on a vet guy, I mean, one of your top available safeties is going to be Juan Thornhill. You've got Justin Simmons, Julian Blackmon. I'm just going through looking at safeties. Quandre Diggs. Just looking for the S. Those are your top ones right now. Now I'm going back to Twitter and making sure we didn't miss anything. We did not. Justin picks off Mahomes Simmons. Dude. Yes. Every week. It seems. Every year at least. A couple times. Juan was meeting with the Niners. No, that makes sense. He was on his way to go visit them because is it Hufanga? He gone, I think. At least one of their safeties is gone. Sign Simmons so he can't pick off Mahomes. Fair enough. Tyreek Hill would be crazy signing. Yeah, I mean, he's still under contract with the Dolphins, but the return would be wild. Cam Robinson is a pass. Was not a good team player at Jacksonville. He's definitely still a free agent for a reason right now. With the Chiefs signing who they did, Jalen Moore, I mean, you're not going to sign, I don't think, anybody else like that. If the Chiefs wanted to double dip at tackle, you're going to go somebody like Donovan Smith, DJ Humphries, lower profile signing. Are there any more moves going to happen? For sure. Tonight? I don't know. But there will be moves that happen. They need a QB2. You need a defensive tackle. I mean, we'll see what else. Like, will they get a guard? I wouldn't mind them bringing in a guard. You could just never have too much depth. And I think just putting all your faith in a potential what if of Kingsley being guard, I don't know. That's a little stressful to me. Am I wrong? Like, what do you guys think? Would you just roll with Kingsley? Like, I feel like most of you would be with me. Like, no, go get a guard and then have them compete it out. Even just like a cheaper one-year guy. And Mike Caliendo can fight in the mix too, but I think he's shown you what he is, and that's going to be a depth piece in case of emergency guy, not a long-term solution. Deximus said Trey Hendrickson, I'm all in. Hey, wouldn't that be something? He's upper 20s and he needs an extension, so you'd have to trade for him and be prepared to pay him a lot of money. He had 17.5 sacks last year. Tomahawk said, I'm fine with Kingsley and Caliendo playing for it. If it looks like Caliendo is going to win, pick up a left guard or trade for one. Yeah, and you could even just go get a guy. Like, you don't need to go get a guard now. You can wait. We have second and third rounds of free agency, or waves, rather. Chiefs tampered with Stanley. Bro, please unfollow ML Football. That's the dumbest account on planet Earth. They did not tamper with Ronnie Stanley, dude. Don't follow ML Football. The dude is an idiot. He has an IQ of tree bark in my backyard. Don't follow that account. Kyle said, y'all just watched the Super Bowl and still want to see Caliendo? I mean, I do not. I think he's your guard 3 or 4. Somebody said we didn't want Ronnie Stanley. Well, the Chiefs reportedly offered him $20 million a year. Zink said, not the tree bark. Yeah, it's a new one. Might have to use that one again later. That's an insult to your tree bark, Cole. I'm sorry. Chef Benito said, love your channels. Thank you, man. Why are we okay with Caliendo returning? Well, I think in a small sample size and a pinch here or there, I think Caliendo is fine as a depth piece guard in case of emergency. You got some guy injured and he needs to come in during a game. Like, he played guard how many games with the Chiefs? Like, he can play, but it's average to sometimes below average level if he's in there too long. So for the price that you got Caliendo for, which is cheap, I think it was under $1 million, they are high enough on him that he was a starter. He shouldn't have been, but because of the injuries. So I'm fine with Caliendo returning. Just the expectation for him should not be a starter. Like, just got to be a depth piece guy to use in case of emergency. Is there an HBTC Discord? Yes, there is. It's a members-only Discord, but I do have one. Link is in the description. With losing Justin Reed, do you think Juan Thornhill return is possible? I mean, maybe. He's visiting the 49ers, and they need safety help. He might get quite a bit of money. I wouldn't turn a Juan Thornhill return down by any means, but yeah, I think he's probably going to get paid a decent amount of money. Nothing insane right now, but probably more than the Chiefs are going to want to offer. Aaron Rodgers is our QB2. What the What the Could you imagine? Never happening, but that would be hilarious. What about Nick Chubb? I mean, dude, if his medicals are fine, which he came back to play, didn't he? Did Nick Chubb play a little bit last year? He returned. But he tore like his ACL, MCL, PCL. He had 102 carries for 300 yards, which is 3.3 yards a carry. How old is the guy? He's 29. I mean, if the Chiefs want to go that route rather than Kareem Hunt or something for your veteran option, if they want to bring in a vet, then that's fine. Hunter Chubb would be good. Yeah, I would take either. Drew Lock, is he still available? Is he cheap? I think he would be pretty cheap, yeah. Didn't KS play in college with the new left tackle? Kingsley Suamataia? I don't know. Maybe. I know that I don't think so. Because Sky Moore and the new left tackle for the Chiefs, why am I blanking his name? Stanley Moore? That can't be right. That doesn't seem right. But they were teammates at Western Michigan. Jalen Moore. God, dude, sorry. Jalen Moore. Jalen Moore and Sky Moore were teammates, I believe. Pretty sure. Thanks for all the memberships, guys. Day High, Chris, Rax with the 20 months. I pray that no more bad news. Isaac with the membership as well. Chiefs Tomahawk with the 2. Safety's going to be Cook, Hicks, Connor. Oh, and Roland Wallace. Yeah, maybe so. I really feel like I keep saying this, but Deion Bush has got to be on the roster as well. I thought they signed him to a futures deal. He's a free agent? He's 31, but he's a depth piece guy. If they signed him to a futures deal, he'll be in the mix for depth and special teams, basically. Cole Moore. Yeah, it was Jalen Moore and Sky Moore were teammates, I believe, which is funny. They did Deion Bush on the roster. Okay, thank you. Yeah, he's a special teams guy, but he picked off Lamar Jackson in the AFC Championship game 2 years ago, so he can... when we're talking about a guy like that, like Deion Bush or Roland Wallace, that's like safety 4 in case of emergency kind of guy, and then playing a lot of special teams. Reed is a downslide. How he drafts better than anyone in the NFL, they'll be fine. Oh, wait, what is happening? Reed is a downslide? Are we talking about Justin Reed or Andy Reid? So if you're talking about Andy Reid, dude, some people just be saying stuff. They just use their thumbs to do this. They want to feel seen. They want to feel known. Want to feel important. 5 Super Bowls in 6 years. The Chiefs lose a Super Bowl. Andy Reid's on a downslide. Okay. Thanks for weighing in. Appreciate you. Try again next time. Jawan Taylor trade would not surprise me at this point. I don't know if anybody wants Jawan Taylor's contract. I don't think the Chiefs want to move on from him. Not with his dead cap. Oh, they're talking about your super chat? All right, let me read your super chat then. Thanks for the 5. Eagles fans and content creators freaking out on D-line leaving and missing out on Justin Reed. They've stopped trolling Mahomes Chiefs and screaming at Howie. I've seen some Eagles fans in here trolling around. But so they're not completely done trolling. But yeah, Josh Sweat is gone. Milton, I believe, is gone. They traded away C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And Justin Reed was in the mix. The Eagles wanted Justin Reed. But yeah, I don't think true Eagles fans are probably not going to be doubting Howie right now. But that makes sense as well. Whoever said that then, you were not talking about Andy Reid, so I'm fine with it. But you were talking about Justin Reed. I don't know if Justin Reed's on a downslide. He's only 28 years old. You think he's on a downslide? I feel like he's got a few good years of football left in him. I think. But yeah, Howie. But I agree. With that context of your super chat, whoever said that, sorry for doing the Twitter dumb thing like this. Sorry, please forgive me. But yeah, Howie Roseman's a great GM, man. They'll get it fixed. They're one of the best ran teams in the NFL. Marcus with the 5. Let's go. Who else is ready for a Batman Veach 12 a.m. signing stream, member stream plans. Just got my Chiefs bid stuff. Ooh, let's go. Hope you and fam are doing well. Thanks, man. Just going to get through free agency frenzy right now. We'll do the members stream and Zoom call like later in the month when everything slows down. As far as a midnight stream, I mean, I'm down. Somebody's going to have to call me. Brand, you're going to have to call me or something like 3 times if a signing that late happens because I'll probably be asleep. If a signing happens at midnight Central, that's late. Do you guys remember the Chris Jones extension? I came down. I was like in bed. I think I fell asleep. I think it was Chris Jones. And I like reported on it, but I was like tired. Because I think I like dozed off. Someone called me and they're like, dude, Chris Jones. Ooh. Nice, Marcus. Dwayne Bowe. And then Chiefs and Raiders commemorative ticket. Let's go, dude. Brand, thanks so much for the 5 gifted. Let's go, man. Thank you, bro. Jack Hall with the 5. Go Chiefs. Seriously, am I crazy for wanting Cooper Kupp for wide receiver 3 on the team? I know we have Rice and Worthy. We need a hands receiver. Oh, we got Hollywood, too. They signed Hollywood on a 1-year, $11 million deal. Which is why I don't know that they would want to spend too much money on Cooper Kupp if there is sort of a bidding war. Because they've got their 3, but still, you want a solid 4, a solid 5. Like, what if one of these guys gets hurt? What if Rice is suspended for 6 games? I mean, we just don't know. I don't think it's going to be that much, but I mean, D-Hop, no, not D-Hop. Rice was out for the season after week 4, and then Hollywood was out for the season. He came back at the end, but you can never have enough valuable depth. Sky is wide receiver 4. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Nico. Yep, Nico could be that guy too. But I still think you need more. A little bit more depth. Brett said Sky isn't making the roster. I don't know at this point in time if I was going to do a way too early 53-man roster projection before the draft. I would probably have Sky on there. But if they sign another vet and draft another receiver, I don't really know. It's anybody's game at that point. I don't think he makes it. I'm not going to root against him, but I don't know what to make of that right now. Flip with the 30 months. Woo! Cole, don't lie to them. Used to post videos at 2 to 4 in the morning. I don't stay up that late anymore. I only did that because I had to. Thank God. I have editors now that help. We get videos out at a reasonable time. I see my family most evenings now. I am not waking up at 4 a.m. or I'm not staying up till 2 to 3, 4 a.m. working on a video edit. D-Hop signed elsewhere? Yeah, he's with the Ravens. Justin Ross? Yeah, I mean, Justin Ross is on the roster. If he's on the roster, if he makes the 53, he's going to be wide receiver 5, 6, kind of a niche guy. But yeah, I mean, you can't rule him out completely. And hey, maybe he takes a big leap. I'm not gonna say it's not impossible. I still think I don't love the idea of just rolling with the wide receiver room that they have right now and just saying, well, we got Justin Ross or Sky Moore. I would love to see a little bit more than that. Sky's not getting a camp invite. I think he will. I feel like they're going to give him a chance to compete, but I could be wrong. Sky Moore makes the roster, says Hannah, I swear to God, I'm becoming a Kadarius Toney stan. Oh, no. Oh my gosh. What's up, Matt? Cleared $45 million in cap. Yeah, it was like 49 something. Who we going after? Well, a lot of that was to get cap compliant and get back under the salary cap because they were over 16, 19 million or something like that. You've got room now to make some moves. A Trey Smith long-term extension would free up even more cap space. So you would have some room to go get some people for sure. I don't know. I mean, you need a quarterback too. You need a defensive tackle. A Minahu is available still, so I keep thinking our next signing is going to be a D lineman. I'm not going to bet on that, but I keep waiting for that to be a lineman because they need one. D line. You think Clark Hunt needs to open up the pocketbook more? Can't owners add money? It's just a little bit more with, I think, how things are structured. You can spend more cash and pay up front on some of these deals. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to like cash spending, I mean, Clark Hunt's been on the bottom half of the league on average. Our offense is nowhere near as good as the Rams. Getting 600, 700 yards out of Kupp is likely not possible. How about our play calling has been since Bieniemy left? I mean, 600 or 700 yards out of Kupp, even on the Chiefs offense, if Bieniemy was here as a wide receiver 4, would be a tough ask. The reality is with the offensive coordinators, Andy Reid calls the play. It's a 1 or 2 code word. He gives a code word to the offensive coordinator. The offensive coordinator looks at the call sheet, knows those code words stand for a full play. They locate the full play, and they relay it into the mic for Patrick Mahomes to call it. That was done with Bieniemy. That was done with Nagy. So I don't want us to have just too much of an expectation of whoever offensive coordinator is. It's just magically, the offense is magically just going to turn all the way around. It's on Andy Reid. And some of that's just injuries. You need a more explosive running back as well. There's kind of a mix of things going on there, but literally read an article. I talked about it. It's from the KC Star, going over the Chiefs play calling process. Andy Reid relays a code word to the OC. The OC calls the full play based off that code word to Mahomes. So, and I'm not like somebody said fire Nagy. That's fine. Like, he's still there, and I don't think he's going anywhere, but I wouldn't mind a little bit of a shakeup. Like, they're not doing any changes on offense, I don't think, which is a little unfortunate. Hannah with the 2. I think we draft a lineman in first 2 rounds versus free agency. Well, we only have 1 defensive tackle on the roster. You don't think they add any kind of vet? I'm fine with them drafting D-line a couple times in the draft, though. Yep, we have 8 picks. Yes, sir, Slammin'. You are right, because we got the 2 compensatory picks as well. If the Chiefs re-sign Hunt or somebody else, do you think they still go after a running back in the draft? I think they have to, Andy, because Elijah's on a 1 year. Pacheco's on the last year of his deal. And if they sign somebody like Kareem, that's a 1 year. You have Steele, but like there's no future. No future in the running back room. I mean, unless the plan is to extend Pacheco, but like you need young-bodied guys, and this is a deep running back class. I think you got to draft one. Defensive tackle and defensive end is deep. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a DT drafted, a defensive end, a running back, probably a linebacker. I feel like that's a sneaky need. A cornerback. I mean, is that 5 already? Wide receiver. Wouldn't maybe interior O-line. Seattle Seahawks have finally added a wide receiver. Yep, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. He's with Clint Kubiak, who's the OC over there, and he was previously the OC of the Saints. So MVS played with the Saints last season, back half of the season after getting let go by the Bills. They kind of had some chemistry there, and MVS is now with the Seahawks. Did we really not three-peat? No Fibers, sadly. No. Hey, Sam, MVS looked pretty good in some of those games with the Saints. He had like a 5 touchdown span in like 3 games, which is pretty crazy. Honestly, if Brock Purdy wasn't there, I think Pop might have been a pretty big steal, or the steal of the 7th round. I still think he's a steal. Maybe not the steal. I see what you're saying, Allie, but he was a great get for a 7th round pick. I mean, he's been pretty productive. Did the Chiefs acquire any more free agents? They will. They have not today. I mean, they signed Malik Herring and a couple other small moves. But that's really it for the Chiefs today. What's up, Aiden? You're new? What's up, man? How are you? FAU improve next year? I mean, I hope so, Kyle. I hope he takes a step up. Pavry, long time no see. Would you rather re-sign Juju or McCole Hardman? Probably Juju at this point in time, yeah. Based on like how they use him in the offense. Middle of the field guy. gets open in zone, blocks heavy or aggressive to the whistle. I mean, McColl is a free agent, and I guess if they want to bring him back, I'm not opposed to that. But if I had to pick between the two based on, because they already got Hollywood, Worthy, they got your fast guys. Nico could do some of that stuff if he needed him to or wanted him to. So I like Juju if I had to pick. What's up, Jack? Slamming with a 2. I'm guessing 4 of the first 5 picks are defense. I was just like thinking on it for a second. But yeah, I mean, if they go heavy defense, Veach has talked about how he views this as a defense-heavy draft. He talked about linebackers. He talked about D-line. He talked about cornerbacks. I would for sure think we get all of those. A running back would be nice. Maybe that's later. The only question I have is, do they get an offensive lineman early or not? I'm not saying that's going to be your future left tackle or anything like that. They've invested early in tackle, but do you do it again? Do you do it again? 3 or 4. Neal will be the 4th. Ooh, running back, huh? We need a 6'5 Megatron body type for red zone. Sounds good to me. I'll take it. If Mahomes will throw it to him. If Ursary is available in the second, go for it. Yeah, I mean, if he's available at the end of the second, yeah, why not? The KC kid, why not? I'm open to it. Hannah with the 5. Just finished running back and pass rushers draft. Deep dive, and I'm blown away by the depth. The lack of free agency moves makes sense. Cole, happy to email my Excel sheet. Please send it. Hannah, please send it. Cole at hbtchiefs.com. I will take it. I will take it. Would love to see Devin Neal in the red and gold. That'd be awesome, Cole. What's up, Cole? Veach used free agency to give them ability to take best player available in the draft. No, I agree with you, Sean. I talked about that in a video recently. You're not going to go into the draft now. And I still think they make a couple more moves, but you're not in a major need unless they literally don't sign any more defensive tackles at all. You don't have a major need. I feel like D-line is still a pretty big need. I like free homework. Yeah, heck yeah, Deximus. Come on now. What's a tender in free agency? I saw it and was confused. If it's an exclusive rights free agent or a restricted free agent, you can tender them. And I think both of them, it's like if you have under 3 years, of accrued playing time in the NFL and you're not like on your rookie deal, so maybe you got released and signed to the practice squad or elevated, now you're like on a futures contract, like a 1-year deal, or before they're even able to do that, you can tender them. Like Najee Johnson was placed, so you could tender Najee because he was on his rookie deal, but he tore his ACL and was placed on season-ending IR. I don't fully understand it all. It's pretty complex, but like now he's been tendered, I think, 2 years in a row now, I think. Yeah, you can tender somebody, and there's like different types of tenders. One of them, I'm laughing because every time I say tender, I think of a stupid app. But you can tender somebody, and there's different ones. Like, it's the right of refusal tender, I think, that Najee got placed on today. Is that what it's called? Rights, what is it? Let me read it. It's right here. It is a right of first refusal tender. Yeah, it's kind of complex. Like, I don't know. You can tender exclusive rights free agents, and nobody can match it. If you're a restricted free agent, I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But basically, there's several types of tenders, and it's either a team can match, depending on the tender that's placed on them, and how the math is formulated on what their pay is. I'm sure it's an average of something from last year, but there's probably people in chat that know a little bit more than me about it. But every time I talk about it, I just have to go look it up again. Because you've got, exclusive rights free agents. You've got restricted free agents. There's all kinds. Hopefully Rice's suspension comes out real soon. Yeah, I mean, you've got to... Well, they're still waiting on an update for the federal case and then the civil stuff too. But I guess the NFL could act before that all that goes down. They just normally don't. Yeah, thanks, Brian. Right of first refusal. Yeah, I always read through those every free agency, and I look at it. I look at salary cap stuff every free agency, and then I'm like, okay. Even as long as I've been like studying it, it's still like, oh, yep, there's that. I mean, I could pull up an article and read you the differences, but a tender, for the most part, you just have three or less accrued seasons, I believe, in the NFL. And you're not under contract. Do you think the Chiefs still draft a left tackle if Connerly, Ursery, or Simmons are available at the end of the first round? If they're not available, what position do you think they take? Ooh, what's up, Andy? Okay, do you think the Chiefs still draft a left tackle? I think if the right guy falls, especially Simmons, like if a guy like that falls, people are all worried about his arm length. Well, the guy they just signed, he doesn't have long arms either. He has sub 34-inch arms too. So if you're worried about Josh Simmons' arm length, they're similar. Jalen Moore, he has sub 34-inch arms as the Chiefs left tackle. That 2-year deal, it would allow Simmons to get healthy and then develop. And maybe that's your guy of the future. You could also, if you get a guy in the first round, you've got the 5th-year option. I'm not saying force your way to do it, but you asked. So, yeah, I think there's still a possibility. Like, that Jalen Moore deal is not saying, hey, that's not a 4 or 5 year deal. You could get out of it after 1 year if you wanted. It would be like $11 million in dead money, but you could do it. How big are the hands? I don't know, Brian, off the top of my head. You talking about for Jalen Moore or Josh Simmons or both? Yeah, I'm not sure off the top of my head. Zachary, love to watch your videos. Thanks, man. Thoughts on our record this year and how we will do if we make the playoffs? I don't know yet. Let's get through the draft, and then we can look at the schedule based on roster construction and kind of go from there. But, I mean, the Chiefs have never lost what? Or they've never won less than 11 games with Mahomes, and then all the other seasons outside of one has been 12 or more wins, 14 wins, 15 wins. I feel like we need one more wide receiver signing. No, I agree with you, Caleb. They're not done. They're definitely not done. The Bills re-signed safety DeMar Hamlin to a 1-year, $2 million deal. That just updated. The Seahawks signed DeMarcus Lawrence to a 3-year, $32.5 million deal, $18 million guaranteed. Jeez. Oh, here we go. Hey, we got a little bit of contract details for Elijah Mitchell. 1-year, $2.5 million deal with 1.35 million guaranteed. So it's I thought it was a 1 year. It was 1 year 3.8. Is that how it was initially broke down? But it's 1.35 guaranteed. Does that mean like 2.5 with incentives, I guess? Is that how am I reading that right? Yeah, 1 year 3.5. So 1.35 is guaranteed. This is incentives, I guess. Or you think he mistyped this? More sense if he retyped this. Mistyped it rather, and it is a 3.5. That would make way more sense. Okay, typo. Thank you guys, because I'm like reading that. I'm like, how does that work? That doesn't seem right. Okay. If it's a typo, that makes way more sense. Because yeah, it'd be a 1 year, $3.5 million deal, but only 1.3 million guaranteed. I mean, that's borderline vet minimum. Yeah, they do draft a wide receiver. I think they draft a wide receiver. Maybe. I don't know that there's a need unless the right guy falls. I mean, I've seen some people talking about Luther Burden. Somebody else was asking about, was it Ebuka? I don't know if I'm saying his last name right, but if the right guy falls, I don't think the Chiefs would rule out a receiver early. That is such a Veach running back deal. Yeah, 1,000%. It's 2.5 with 1.3. Well, it was initially reported as a 1 year. Here, this is why it's confusing. I'll show you. And I feel like his is a typo. Because the deal that was reported by everybody was a 1 year, $3.5 million deal. This right here is what was reported everywhere initially. 1 year, 3.5. That's why I think it's a typo. Andy said, how about Isaiah Bond at 63-66? I'll just keep it a buck with you. I haven't even gotten that far on wide receivers yet. I stopped all draft looking at the start of free agency frenzy late last week just because it was getting insane. But what if I go there? Trey Smith, signing his deal yet is a problem. Wonder if Chiefs rethink and trade him. I mean, I guess, but dude, you're going to trade away Joe Thuney and Trey Smith? I don't know if I love that. I don't know if I love that idea. Hopefully not. Worst case, he plays on the tag. But if you're like, oh, we'll trade Trey Smith and get a haul, free up cap space, you use a draft pick and you go get an interior lineman early. I guess, but I don't think they trade him. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, I thought they would never trade Tyreek Hill, and they traded him. A lot of people like Jalen Royals. Do you guys like Jalen Royals? A lot of people have been talking about him. Isaiah Bond was former teammates with Worthy. That's right. He's the guy that said he was going to beat Worthy's 40 time, wasn't he? Dude, another 5'11", 180-pound receiver. Bond will be a mid-second day guy. So mid-second day, meaning second or third round. We need a Metcalf type receiver. That could have got him. Yeah, then he ran a 4.45. I saw that. Elijah might have up to $1 million and not likely to be earned incentives. Oh, okay. Would that not show up though? I'm going to check the comments. Yeah, nobody's in the comments saying there's a typo there. Either way, it was initially reported as a 1 year, $3.5 million deal, up to $3.5 million. But yeah, it's going to be a low base for sure. A low guarantee, rather. Love this channel. Hey, thank you, Barbara. I appreciate you. He's ranked 71. He won't drop to the third. Well, the Chiefs have what? The end of a round 2, and then they have an early third with the Snead trade. So if they like that, if they like a wide receiver in that range for whatever reason, they could do it. I'm just curious to see what their draft board would look like and where they are going to place their needs at. And we still have 6 weeks till the draft. Yeah, we still have 6 weeks till the draft, so they'll fill a few more holes before then, and we'll get a little bit better of a picture. Any updates on the Worthy case? Not really. I think there's like a little bit of an article that I'm going to read through, and I'll talk about it tomorrow. But the last real update is the charges were dropped, and that's all we got right now. Allie said, don't we have the first pick for the third? I couldn't remember. Maybe it is the first. I knew it was an early, super early third. But I think there's something weird there. They rotate picks or something like that. Here, let me see if I can find it. I'll show you what I mean. I read somewhere that the draft picks they rotate with the worst teams outside of the first round. 66th is the second or third pick of the third. Yeah, which is weird because the Titans have the first pick, don't they? So like they kind of rotate a little bit, which is pretty odd. Caleb said, call me crazy, but I like Diggs for us. I mean, sure, Diggs. Give me Diggs. As long as they're confident with him coming off that ACL, can't break the bank, but he's 30, 31. The only thing about Diggs, I'd be a little concerned about, not like major character concerns, more like locker room concerns. When the record is even, they rotate per round. Boom. Thank you, Eric. I knew there was... Bro, this camera is going to drive me nuts. Why does it keep doing that? It must think the helmet is a face. That's got to be why. Tad said, Daniel Harms at RGR. Yeah, shout out to them. He did a film review on More today. Weak versus Speed Rush, yes. Okay versus Power, good hands. Feet don't always follow better than what we had. Room to grow. Time for Andy Heck to show out. Please. Please. Should be more consistent. But yeah, he definitely has some of his some deficiencies for sure. I'll have to go watch Daniel's full video. Favorite basketball team? Don't watch it. I don't watch basketball. Don't watch golf. Don't watch college football. I just try to cram before the draft and learn as much as I can. What other sports are there? Whatever other sports there are, I don't watch it. A little bit of UFC, because I trained in Taekwondo for 12 years. Did I see what Matt McMullen tweeted? What did he tweet? Was it good? Racing? I don't watch that either. I watch YouTube tutorial videos on how to grow YouTube channels. Don't watch golf. It's for old people. Hey, come on now. A lot of people like golf. There is an art to it. And just because I don't watch it doesn't mean I don't have respect for it. Oh, yeah, baseball, don't watch that. I don't watch anything else, guys. I'm sorry. Like, I'll root for the Royals. I'll root for Sporting, MLS. I'll root for any KC sport. I'll root for them. Hockey, don't watch hockey. Nothing equates to football. I'm sorry. Facts. It's like, I just love, that's the thing. Like, I never played football, but I've just always watched it growing up. I've always been fascinated by football, fascinated by the NFL. If Casey had basketball, you'd watch? I mean, maybe so, but I don't watch the Royals. I don't watch soccer. Maybe I would. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'd pay a little bit more attention. And maybe we'll get a team. Wouldn't mind it. It would be good for the city. Slamming with the 2. Marcus, thanks so much for the gifted. Slamming with the 2 said, I like Holland Pierce, offensive tackle for the 7th round. Monster arms. So just be a guy that you maybe grab with one of your compensatory picks, potentially. Don't let him become an undrafted free agent and risk losing him to another team. I would be pretty surprised if they don't take an O-lineman in some capacity. Would I take one in the 3rd? Or wait, which one would you take in the 3rd? What position are we talking about? I'm sorry. What position? Thoughts on Tyler Lockett? Yeah, he was released not that long ago by obviously the Seahawks, where he's played forever. He's 32 years old. He'll be 33 in September. Obviously, he's had a pretty productive NFL career. And just what you said, 50 receptions for 600 yards last year, and that was behind DK Metcalf. That's with Jackson Smith and Jigba there. You know what I do like about Tyler Lockett, and why I actually probably, if the Chiefs like the skill set enough for their offense and their scheme, and they want to do it, I wouldn't mind it. There's a couple reasons why. Productive, rarely injured. Look at all these games he's played. The lowest amount of games he's ever played in his career is 15. He's the definition of reliable, dependable. He's also the guy who falls down a lot. So he doesn't take hits, but because of that, look at that. Almost 5 1,000-yard seasons in a row. 900 in 2023, 600 last year. 17 games played, 17 games, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16. I mean, that's pretty reliable right there. Journeyman. Yes, sir. Elijah Moore. Ooh. Yeah, epitome of reliability. Yeah, Elijah Moore could be a depth piece for sure. There's a lot of options out there. We got any more moves? What's going to happen is I'm going to end the live stream, and then they're going to make a move. Bookmark it. Book it. Hannah with the 2. For the love of everything, KC, no more aging wide receivers. I mean, when it comes to signing like a vet on a 1 year, you're going to be looking at guys that are a little bit older. Or here's a receiver you can't forget about. They have, who's a receiver they have on a futures deal? He was on the practice squad, claimed off of waivers. What's his name? Former Giant. I'm not talking about Kadarius Toney, and I'm not trolling. Somebody in chat knows who I'm talking about. Thank you, Tyquan Thornton. I mean, he's a younger guy. Maybe they give him a go. I'm not going to say he's going to go insane, but he's only 24. He's only 24. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to go younger, they've got some younger options. But if you want to go in free agency, I mean, some of those options are going to be a little bit older. A lot of the younger guys have already been getting signed. Forgot about him? Yeah, me too. Until just now. Thornton tape is impressive. Give him a shot in training camp. Heck yeah. He also said he's faster than Hollywood and Worthy. Wait, who said that? Tyquan Thornton? What was his 40? He's fast. He ran a 4.2840. All right. Was he a, what round did he go? Second round? Tyquan Thornton draft pick. He was a second round, wasn't he? Yeah, second rounder. Yep. Andy will never let him on the field. Maybe not. You're going to stream the draft? Of course, for sure. Maybe I'll bring Troy back down from Minnesota, and we'll do that again. Yep, Chiefs signed Najee Johnson. Yeah, they tendered him. And they did the same. They did the same with two Chiefs players. I'm trying to remember. They signed Malik Herring today, but then they tendered Najee Johnson, and Jack Cochran. Somebody just DM'd me on Twitter and asked if I had a different job before YouTube. If you're in chat, that was a creative way to get your question answered. I was a videographer before YouTube. Tendering someone sounds unpleasant. You're right. You are right. Pair Tyreek with Worthy and Rice, and it's over. I mean, I don't think he's leaving, but I wouldn't complain whatsoever. What day is the draft on? 2025 NFL draft date. Let me tell you, Eagles are making the playoffs. Book that. I mean, yeah, that's. I would say that. They've made the playoffs every year for quite a while, I believe. Thanks, Zach, for the 2. Yeah, they'll make the playoffs. I mean, you could probably look at most of the teams and predict most of who will make the playoffs. I mean, the Bills will probably get back to the playoffs. The Chiefs will probably get back to the playoffs, safe to say. Just go look. If you win your division, you make the playoffs. So just go look at the teams who have been pretty dominant in winning their division or close, and they're making the playoffs. So the NFL draft is April 24th, 25th, and 26th. The 24th is round 1. Rounds 2 and 3 will be the 25th, and rounds 4 through 7 will be on April 26th. Oh, he said they are not making the playoffs. Oh, I thought you said they were. I can't read, man. I need to get my eyes checked. Eagles aren't making the playoffs. Okay, that's a way more interesting comment. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't, to be honest with you. But I like the hot take. They are in the I mean, here, look at this. We could probably predict most of the teams that are making the playoffs. At least, like the Bills are making it, dude. They're probably making it. The Ravens are probably making it here. If the Steelers get Aaron Rodgers, I mean, we'll see. They made the playoffs with Russell Wilson. The Bengals, they got a pretty good shot. We'll see. This will be interesting. I mean, probably the Texans again, but the Colts, you can't rule them out. Chiefs are making it. Can we go to... Where the heck? Oh, here we go. Ooh. So a scenario that could play out is you're saying the Commanders win the division, and then the Eagles just don't have a good enough record to make the wild card. Because, yeah, they won the conference, or their division, rather. Sorry. Well, they won their conference, too. They won everything. Jeez Louise. Yeah, I mean, it's not impossible, I guess. Yeah. But, I mean, Commanders probably making the playoffs. Eagles, Lions probably going to make it. Vikings, Pack. Like, this is, dude, I can't wait to see the NFC North next year. They're building a great, solid O-line around Caleb Williams. I mean, they got Joe Tooney. They got Jonah Jackson. I think they did something else. Obviously, Packers with Jordan Love. Vikings. They're a sleeper for Aaron Rodgers. Lions. They're going to make it. And then the Bucks, they're probably going to make it. Do the Panthers take a huge step up with Bryce Young and some of the talent they built around him? We'll see. Falcons with Penix. Is it Penix season? Dude, I can't wait for next year. It's so long away, I feel like, this upcoming season. Najee Johnson thinking, please don't play me inside. Yeah, I don't know. He was a safety in college. They moved him to corner when he got drafted. So I'm not really sure where he would prefer to play. What do you think our record's going to be? 12-ish wins, 12 to 14 wins, somewhere around there. Can't wait for Cole's reaction to these games as well. Heck yeah. Yeah, injuries absolutely slaughtered the Lions. Personally, I'm rooting for Bryce Young because I like his story and we have the same birthday. Ooh, nice. Let's go, man. Eagles and Bills have an easy schedule this year. Chiefs are third in strength of schedule this year with 10 games against last year's playoff teams. What? Stanley, where did you see that? Did you just do that research yourself? That's a pretty good stat. Falcon said, Cole, is the live Q&A on Wednesdays from now on? Missed most of this one. Not necessarily, Falcon. It's still probably going to be on Tuesdays, but with free agency frenzy and like all that was going on, I couldn't go live last night. There was just too much. There's just too much. Chiefs are cooked. I'm not falling for that bait. Not falling for it. Yeah, where did you get that? Is there an article or something I can look at? Where are you reading that? On the third hardest strength of schedule? Where? Somebody link me that. Would love to see it. Look it up. It's a crazy year. I mean, I'll make note of it to look it up. I need to look up, I'm going to put it in the note. I need to look up for tomorrow's video. Where are we at here? I need to look up the worthy update. So I'll do that for sure. And then Chiefs strength of schedule update. I'll try to find it. I will definitely try to find it. Well, man, I appreciate everybody hanging out. Thanks for all the dono bombs, the members holding it down, the mods. It is 10 o'clock. I'm going to go take a nap or maybe sleep all night. That's probably more preferred. Maybe watch some YouTube vids or something, and I'll keep my eyes on Twitter/X and see if there's going to be any updates. And if there is, I'll run down and go live. But, I appreciate y'all. We'll drop a video tomorrow. Maybe I can get somebody on to talk about these signings. I would love to try to get Seth Kaiser on sometime soon. So we'll see what that ends up looking like. But it's been a lot of fun. The season's over, but you're already starting over and starting to load up for 2025. I like some of the Chiefs' moves. There's more to make. You got the draft. Looking in a pretty good place right now. I'm intrigued to see how it all plays out. So appreciate y'all, and until next time, let's go. Let's freaking go. Oh, that was supposed to be the outro. That's how you know I'm tired. That's how you know I'm tired. I'm out of here.